All right, so our third variation of our flat, straight off the chest press is when we are prone, so face down, and that of course takes the form of a push-up. Now, the first step to this, if you're recovering from injury, if there are reasons why you have perhaps blood pressure issues and you don't want your head down low, is to do this straight off a wall. Okay, so that's kind of level one. I'm going to skip that one for now and go straight to what we would call level two. And level two is when your the surface from which you're doing your push-up is elevated. So in this case, I'm using my bench. Okay, you could really use a countertop, you could use a bench, you could use a fitness step. And the higher that your level is, the easier it's going to be because you're not working as much against gravity. So if you're really working on your push-up form, which I highly recommend for all of us as women, my suggestion is that you start with an elevated surface. So on my bench here, same idea. So all these same concepts. I'm going to make sure that my hands are wide enough so that when I am ready to drop down, then my elbows come at about a 90 degree angle. Sorry, 90 degree angle. One of the things that we need to understand when we're doing chest is that the closer the grip, you're still working chest, but you're working more your shoulders and your triceps. And we're going to talk about that later. So it's not wrong by any means to do a close grip push-up. It's just going to target different muscles. So since we're talking about pectoralis major, when we take our hands wide enough so that we're coming down on that 90 degree angle for the elbows, that's our best bet. So we set ourselves up. Remember that we still want to have the same proud chest, strong back. So that means shoulders up, back, down. Okay, lead with your heart when you're doing your push-up. Now, if you're taking it easy and you're just monitoring and modifying how much body weight you're using, it's okay to have your bum up like I have here. It's going to decrease the load that you're doing for your push-up. Okay, so nice breath in to start. Lower yourself down and push back. Now, as far as the breathing goes, you might breathe in on the way down because this is the harder part. This is what I shouldn't say it's the harder part. It's the concentric contraction is when you push up. So the muscles are shortening. That's where most of the work is happening. This is the eccentric phase of your push-up when you're lowering yourself down. Concentric, so you can imagine the muscles getting tighter, 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 tighter. That's where you squeeze and contract. And then as you lower down, this is your eccentric contraction, just as beneficial as well. But knowing that for most people, the kind of harder part of the phase is the actual push up when the muscles are contracting and shortening. So if I want to put less load, I stick my bum up in the air. I still focus on good form. I lead with my sternum. I lead with my heart. My shoulders stay down and away. One of the common areas is like the chicken neck where people go down like this. Okay, they let their head lead. Another common error is that the shoulders come up. Another common area is that the belly sags. So setting yourself up, shoulders back and down, lead with your chest, brace your core, squeeze your glutes, lower yourself down until you're at that 90 degree angle. Exhale and push back up. Inhale, exhale and push back up. The next step to challenge, and I can only do so much right now because I am modifying because of my own condition, is to do the same thing on your toes. You're still elevated. So you're tucking your tail, you're bracing your core, you're pulling your shoulders up, back, and down. Your eyes are slightly in front of your fingertips. You're lowering yourself down to that 90, pushing yourself back up. Inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. And I'm gonna stop there. You could take it down to the ground and do the exact same thing, but honest to goodness, for most females, especially if we're in this perimenopausal stage, if we're carrying a little extra body weight, think about it this way, the more that you weigh, the more that you're pushing. So if you are in a little bit of a bigger body, if you have more pounds on your body, it's going to be even harder than that lean person who can just move much more freely against gravity. So give yourself that grace in understanding what you're working with, meeting yourself where you're at. I always say I would rather see like 5 phenomenal, modified, on the knees, slow and controlled push-ups than 20 sloppy, fast ones. So really understand again what your purpose is. So push-ups, fantastic exercise to add into your routine. Another tip for push-ups is a lot of times I hear from women that their wrists are the issue, right? It's tough on the wrists. So We've probably all seen this. I love to do my push-ups with dumbbells. Okay, so you hold the grip, same idea here, same setup. I'm doing it on a bench, you could do it on the ground. Shoulders up, back and down, bums not up, bums not down, it's somewhere in between. So lift, tuck, feel the core brace, and then do it as so. Okay, you're just targeting the chest muscles a little bit differently, but you're also protecting your wrists as you are going through that exercise.